Alright, welcome back to another Smash tutorial. Today we'll be going down the line. We did Donkey Kong just the other day, and today we'll be learning how to play Link. Link is a really fun character in this game. I love the Zelda series. It's one of my favorite video game series of all time. It might even be my favorite. Link's got a lot of good stuff in this game, and we're going to go over just a beginner's guide on some of his normals and some of the things that he does so you guys can get a good idea of it. So let's just get right into it. So first move that we'll go over is his jab. It's a 3 sword hit combo. It does 12%. It's pretty good. Comes out pretty early. It's kind of just a quick little get off me tool. And that's about all the move does. Moving into his tilts. Link's got some pretty decent tilts. His forward tilts, just this big sword swing, is pretty slow though. One of the things that Link does really well in this game is his damage output. He does damage a little too well, but this damage is compensated by him being just like a little bit slower with some of his moves, and this move is no exception. This is probably going to be your move just as like a little mix-up. It's just this big swing. It's pretty slow, so use it in moderation, but it's a good move. At higher percents it will start killing people too, so that's something to keep in mind. Up tilt is the swing. It starts from behind him, but it goes all the way and it will hit in front of him. This move does about 12 to 13% too, which is pretty crazy. This is your primary like anti-air, and it starts leading into some other things as you get up with some higher percents. You can get some up airs, you can combo it into some other aerials too, but generally if people are above you, using this move is pretty good. It covers platforms also, if your opponent is trying to jump over you, anything like that. It's a really good move. It comes out pretty quick. It's got pretty low end lag too. Spinal Tilt is his down tilt. I love this move. At lower percents it will combo into other things. So you can get like a down tilt in there, you can get a down tilt forward air, and then at higher percents too, let's put him at like 75. This move will combo into an up B, and this is going to be like a pretty cool kill setup. I don't see a lot of Links going for this, but for the most part this is pretty true. And see, like he's at 90% and he's not even fully at the edge of the stage. That straight up kills. So that's just something to keep in mind too. It's a really cool move, one of his best, leads into a lot of good stuff. And it's good just to swing at the ledge too if you're trying to cover get-ups, that sort of thing too. It's got really, really good range. I could maybe even sit just like right here and it almost is hitting Grom in the foot. You can just see right there. Let's cover some more of his ground moves too. Dash attack. This move is absurdly strong. Does about 16%. It's really slow though. But this move, again, is going to kill pretty damn early. If he's at 70, that's sending him a good ways. If he's at the ledge, let's try like 75, 80%. Yeah, that kills like very convincingly. So this move is like really unsafe. But if you can catch your opponent sleeping a little bit, it's a good mix-up tool. Just probably something you shouldn't be throwing out too much. But super crazy strong, just like a lot of his other moves. Now we can get into his aerials. Link's aerials are actually super, super good. Let's start with his up air first. He just points the sword straight up. Nothing too crazy. We'll go over grab combos and stuff too, but one thing you can do at 0%, you can just get an up throw into an up air. You can get a down throw up air at some percents too. Generally, this is good just catching people jumping above you. If you don't want to stay on the ground and you want to try and catch people above you, you can just throw out an up air. Link's jump height is deceptively high. That first jump is like pretty decent. He can get a lot of distance covered in a pretty short period of time. He's not as fast as the other Links, but he's still got some pretty good tools. Next thing we'll go over is his neutral air. This move makes a good argument for being a top 5 nair in the game. It comes out, I think, like frame 5 or even before that. Does about 11 damage, as you can see, and this combos into like a lot of different stuff. You can nair into it like a down tilt. You can landing nair. Sometimes you can get like a nice little forward tilt. It's a really good move. So it does have, I believe it has a weak hit. Yep, 7.2% is the weak hit. But this move is a long-lasting hitbox. It's really good to use off stage when you're edge guarding people. You can do 2, almost 3 of them off stage before you can recover. This move is going to be like your primary aerial just to throw out in neutral. It leads into a lot of stuff. Great move. Honestly, abuse that as much as you possibly can. Next move is forward air. It's this it has 2 hits. But as you can see, if you can start comboing the first hit of this forward air into some other stuff too. So if we get him off stage and we forward air, this move is less practical than his neutral air, but it's a lot stronger. Let's see, if we put Crom just at like 35%, we up tilt him into like a forward air. That's something that you could do. Sometimes you can get a down tilt forward air. That's a really good kill setup, or just used to create space. You can throw this move out with moderation. It's pretty good. It's also a very long-lasting hitbox too, so you can use it off stage. If you catch someone out here on the ledge with it, it's almost certainly going to kill them. At certain percents too, this move can start comboing into other stuff if you just do the first hit. So another character, Joker, has a lot of good combos out of his first hit of forward air. It's the same thing with Link. You can get like a down tilt, and then you can start getting first hit of forward air into like an F tilt, first hit of forward air, down tilt, first hit of forward air, down tilt, and then just keep going like that. That's a little more complicated and something that you probably shouldn't try to do right away. But for more experienced players, trying to do stuff like that can only help you. Next move is his back air. He just swings out both of his feet. This move is actually like deceptively fast and pretty good at creating space. If you want, you can even try and catch high recoveries. You can do 3 of them almost when you're trying to edge guard too. And at certain percents, it's a little more difficult to get it to work, but this can start chaining into itself if you can get a good DI read, or if you're just trying to do some other things with it as well. Overall, though, pretty decent move. His final aerial is his down air. Pretty stereotypical Link down air. Just puts the sword straight down. This move can actually bounce off your opponent twice. So just be careful of that. And also, you can use it as an edge guarding tool, but it's got a lot of end leg, so just really be careful when you're using that. It's a good landing option most of the time. It's pretty disjointed. Let's see if I can... Let's go 1 frame. So if we jump, you can see how much space that creates just right below him. It's really, really decent. But just be careful. If you start doing it too much, your opponent can get a good read and just like dash back, grab you, dash back, do like basically any kind of punish. So it's a good mix-up tool as well. But like I said, Nair is going to be your best friend. This move is ridiculous. So is forward air. Next thing that we can talk about are his smash attacks. Link's smash attacks are ridiculously strong. Down smash is a good way to catch roll reads off of the ledge if you're trying to edge trap. Covers before and behind him. Pretty decent move, does about 20%. It's his least useful kill smash attack, but it is only 1 single hit. What I mean by single hit is his up air, or his up smash rather, and his forward smash have multiple hits associated with them. Up smash at 60 is doing quite a bit, and it's just this 3 sword hit above him. This catches almost every aerial, and with the multiple hits, it's really good at catching people if they can even read it. If you catch people above on platforms, this move, I believe, around maybe like 100%, can start killing people almost. Yeah, Crom almost died at 100, which is pretty insane. His most ridiculous smash attack, though, would be his forward smash. Quick note before we get into forward smash. If you do a forward smash, when you're at 0%, Link will send out a little beam with his sword. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it just kind of adds to the number of things that Link can throw at people. It's pretty good just to catch your opponent off guard. Maybe they don't expect it. But that's just something to think about. This move has 2 hits. So you have to hit the A button twice. Otherwise, you will only hit your opponent with the first hit and not the second. But with Crom at 60% standing right where he is, dies right there. With proper DI, you shouldn't die, but at 70%, it's a very convincing kill. This move is insane, and it's like one of the best forward smashes in the game. It's one of the strongest, I know that for sure, but does have a lot of end lag on it too, though, so just be careful when you're throwing it out. This is a good way to catch landings. It's good to just toss out. Middle of the stage, Crom is almost dying too, so really good moves, really, really powerful. So now that we've gone through that, let's go through some of Link's specials. So Link's primary game plan is to just throw stuff at people and beat them with it. You can play Link as more of a brawler character where you're just trying to toss out sword moves, or you can start tossing out almost all of your special moves and turn into basically one of the best zoning characters in the game. So his neutral B is just a bow and arrow. Arrow does about 7.5%. Cool thing about the arrows, if you don't charge the B, the arrow does stick in the stage, and you can pick it up or you can throw it at people. You can also pick it up and then charge another neutral B, and then you'll shoot 2 arrows at your opponent. And that does quite a decent bit of damage. You can hold this move pretty long. I think it's almost like 5 seconds before Link actually just has to let it go. That's a good move to use. Next special, down special, is his bomb. A little bit of a different thing that Link in this game has compared to other Smash games is that he has his Breath of the Wild bomb. So this bomb never detonates unless Link actually does, or unless it gets hit with like another projectile, or until the timer runs out. So you press down B to pull out the bomb, and down B to detonate it. You can do a lot of cool things with bombs. You can toss it around, you can combo with it, some things that you can get creative with. One of the things that, if you are a more advanced player, that you can learn to do is start Z-dropping the bomb. You can get like Z-drop into Nair, just like this. Sometimes you can just get some pretty ridiculous stuff. If you don't know how to Z-drop, basically it is exactly what it sounds like. You jump, and then you press the grab button, and the bomb will drop right in front of him. So if you just do this, that'll hit him. It only does like 1% damage, but you can do some pretty nasty combos off of it. Something I like to do when I play Link is I like to Z-drop into a down air, and you can actually you can actually bounce the bomb with this move straight up in the air. So a thing that I like to do on stages with platforms is I like to just grab my bomb, throw it straight down, or Z-drop it, and you can down air and catch it too, just like this. That's something that you'd have to be a more advanced player to learn how to do. It just takes a lot of practice, but you can learn to do a lot of cool stuff, and you get a lot of cool combos out of it. You can also just drop it in front of you, detonate. It's a good ledge guarding tool. Sometimes it can 2-frame if you just drop it on ledge when someone recovers. That's a big blast radius, and it's really good too. One good thing that you can do with bombs, you can honestly just like drop it on one side of the stage, and you can try and get your opponent into some certain setups into your bombs. These are kind of just up to you. There's really no specific way to get into them. Yeah, it's just something that you should really learn how to do. Bomb is going to be like one of the very key components of your kit. His final special move, actually, there's 2 special moves left. We'll talk about his up special first. It's his classic spin attack. You can charge this move and just hold the button, and it does more damage. Or you can just toss it out right away. This is his best way to recover. You can recover from a decent way down. This move is also really good out of shield. Comes out on like a really early frame, and it does a lot of damage, 17% at the base of it. And like I said before, at some higher percents, you can get down tilts into up Bs, and you can drift with it. So if you hit him, you can drift backwards, but when you do this combo specifically, you want to drift forward so you connect every hit. His final special move that we'll go over is his side B, which is his boomerang, which arguably is probably better than his bomb. You can angle this move, so you can toss it upwards, you can toss it straight out, you can toss it downwards. It all just depends on the angle. You can just toss it regularly, or if you input like a smash command, you can toss this thing pretty dang far. So it's a good way to start catching people's like literally anywhere on the stage. You can toss it at an up angle and try and combo into it. One thing that I really like to do is I use the boomerang as like an anti-edge guarding tool. If you toss it at an angle down, it's really hard for people to deal with off stage. And again, like I said, this starts comboing into stuff too, and it's something that you can just really capitalize on. Abuse that in neutral, toss it out as much as you can. It's really, really good. So now that we've done that, let's just go over his grabs. Forward throw and back throw are pretty much the same in like terms of practicality. Just used for creating space, honestly. But his down throw and up throw are a little bit better in that regard. Up throw at lower percents can get you like a combo into like an up tilt. Sometimes you can get an up air afterwards. His down throw is probably his best when talking about it in terms of combos. You can get a down throw into an up tilt. Down throw into up smash at low percents works too. Sometimes you can just get like a nice little cross up with an air, depending on your opponent's DI. Just a good move. At certain percents too, you can start getting up airs, up Bs even. It's all about reading your opponent, but those are his grabs. So Link's combos are heavily dependent on percentages, like most characters, and it'll have a lot to do with just his bomb, his boomerang, other stuff like that. So be creative, but the big ones that I went over in this video is your down tilt to up B at certain percents. You can get like forward airs to forward tilts, forward air down tilt, forward air down tilt, stuff like that. And then honestly, just the grab combos as well. You're going to want to play this character pretty passively in neutral. Look for your openings a lot. Really try and capitalize on stuff. You can get a little flashy too with the way you deal with things. It's just a fun character, honestly. I really enjoy playing him, and I think a lot of you guys will too. When you're edge guarding and edge trapping, it's good just to use the bomb straight down. Using nair is really good. Planting bomb at the edge of the stage is really good. Down smashing, that sort of thing too. Be creative. Boomerang. You can even use arrows. You can go out pretty far with an air, but just be careful because his recovery still isn't like the best in the game. But that's about all I can show you in training mode with Link. Like I said in the previous video I did, I'm going to start just doing a game against like a CPU at the end of these tutorials, just to kind of put things to practice. Excuse me. And so you guys can kind of get like a good idea of how the character plays. I don't claim to be anything of an expert when it comes to playing Link, but I have played him a decent amount, and a decent amount enough to know like kind of the basics of what he should be doing. So let's get into a little game here. I'll take a drink of water and we'll get started. So we're gonna fight a Ganondorf in true Zelda fashion. So we're gonna start the game by pulling out a bomb. You can drop down, toss out bomb. You see I'm using boomerang like pretty often in neutral. You can combo up tilts into each other, get a back air. Ganondorf's recovery is pretty bad, so I'm thinking that I can get some pretty easy edge guards with him. Took my bomb away. So at 103, if we catch him with kind of any smash attack in general, he should die. Maybe except off the top. He is pretty heavy. He was able to... Oh, he almost killed me with that. That was pretty crazy. I started my down tilt a little too far away. That's why it didn't combo into it itself. And at higher percents, it's going to be a little harder to get that down tilt into up B. But it does work most of the time. We can combo some up tilts into each other. Bombs are also really good at snuffing out approach options too. Let's get a grab into a back throw, create some space. My bomb was still sitting over there. Get a back throw. You can even side B and use your boomerang to hit the bomb straight upwards. That's something cool that you can do. I'll let him come back. Second hit of forward smash, and we're good. Again, up tilt's really good at catching people on top of the platforms. Get a nair. Missed. He's going to kill us here. One thing I forgot to mention too, if you Z-drop bombs with your double jump, you can use it to recover, which essentially gives Link an infinite recovery. It's something that is pretty hard to do though, especially for new players, but it is something that you can use as a tool to your advantage in a lot of different matchups if you need it. That again is just going to take a lot of practice and something that you should really lab out if you're serious about playing the character. We actually footstooled him. Forward smash should kill. And there you go. So that is the guide on how to play Link. If you have any questions, as always, just drop them down in the comments. Feel free to leave a like if you want. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next tutorial. I believe we're going to start covering Samus. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great night.